This is one of the most profitable services that you can add to your hardscape company. I'm out here today with Greg and Josh from SCK Sherban. What are you seeing out there today in the field, Greg, and why is this service that you think these guys should add to their business?
Well, there's a couple of main reasons. One is that it's easy to add on. Your SCK Sherban reps will help you learn how to bid it and do it. It's a relatively untapped, high margin market that you can easily add. You already have customers that you've installed hardscapes on for years and years.
What he's saying, Josh, is a lot of these guys are already sitting on a lead.
Yes, and they're warm. You did a job 7, 8 years ago, you haven't been back, knock on their door, send them an email, give them a phone call. Let's clean it, let's make it look good again.
So you say it's easily to add. Why is it so easy to add?
Because it doesn't require a lot of equipment. You need a pressure washer, you need a sprayer, you need a couple of scrub brushes, and you need a blower. And then you can get to work. We always want to show the homeowner what it's going to look like when they're done. We don't want to assume that they're going to know and then produce an unhappy customer. So Sherban, we have all these little sample bottles you can get from your local dealer. You can do as much of an area as you want, but we want to leave some unsealed for the homeowner to see the difference. It's important to get the homeowner to sign off on this and make sure we all agree what these pavers are going to look like when they're done.
So what this client was noticing was these white blotches or spots on the patio. So you've identified that stain as efflorescence.
Correct.
Right? So identifying the stain, I would say, is step one, and then seeing if we can clean it.
Identify the stain, figure out what the solution needs to be, and then work that solution.
And if you have problems identifying any of these stains or what the solutions are,
call us.
yes, get a hold of your SCK Sherban rep for sure.
So based on the testing we did at our initial site visit and consultation, we decided that 4-to-1 Efflo off is our best solution here. So we're going to concentrate on a small enough area that the cleaner isn't going to dry out. Luckily, it rained this morning, so everything's kind of damp and it's cloudy, so I can do this whole patio, 250 square feet. If it was sunny out, we might want to cut this in half so the product doesn't dry. In addition to that, we typically start on the top of the patio and work our way down in smaller sections, depending on the size of the patio, to make sure we get an even dwell time. Based on the testing we did at the consultation, we've determined that a 3 to 5 minute dwell time is what we want that product to sit on there. You will notice when we spray, if there is any efflorescence visible or not, we will get a little bit of a reaction from this particular chemical. It's important to keep the spray about 10 to 12 inches up in the air, the tip of the nozzle, and do a consistent spray. Oftentimes guys they'll rush through it and it won't be consistent, which shows up a lot in your sealer for sure. So I typically like to finish a pass and then start over.
So now we got this thing sprayed, we have our dwell time. So now the next step is going to be to bring in this bad boy right here.
It is. The other thing that's super important, and I preach this to guys all the time, I always want you to go 2 directions with this thing. I want you to go north and south and then turn and repeat it east and west. Because we're going to come back tomorrow and seal this. And the last thing I want is to have a dirty spot in the middle because I wasn't methodical and thorough and miss that spot. Now I've got to clean all over again and I got another day on the job. This pressure washer over polymeric sand will find any weak spots.
Especially maybe in some big gaps.
The wider joints. Now you use poly sweep, and you install it correctly, so pretty good chance it's going to be fine. But it is kind of a wooded site, which puts stress on polymeric sands. So it will find any joints that are weak and it'll blow it out. If that happens when we rinse, I want to make sure I get 1 inch to 1.5 inches of that sand out so we can replace it before we seal it.
All right, Greg, the precast concrete materials, we got some natural stone in the patio. This is all cleaned and taken care of, but what I like what you did was you gave us a little taste of what it would be like to clean this limestone. What would we use to clean this limestone?
That's perfect, and if I'm being honest, that's why I did that, so I could upsell you on cleaning that, because I'm already here, we might as well clean it. We are going to switch products, however. Our Sureclean product, Sherban Sureclean, is more of a general organic type of stain, general purpose cleaner. So it's really ideal for these rocks that are really dirty. And then when we go to sealing, we'll switch up sealers that'll help keep that soot look at bay for longer. A little bit of cleaner and a little bit of pressure washing and we're good to go.
Okay, out here day 2. Yesterday we cleaned this thing up and I think the colors are popping right now, right? But we are gonna take it to the next level by protecting it and enhancing it with this sealer.
So I think day 1 when we cleaned is probably the more important step. Day 2 we want to be a little bit easier than day 1. As you can see, day 2 though, pretty simple. We have a spray shield to guard against spraying anything that we don't want to spray. We have our sealer 8700 today, the Xylene Solvent RX. This is going to be for cleanup. We have a nice metal 3.5 gallon sprayer. This is going to make our lives a lot easier. And then we have our rollers. So we have a yellow 9-inch slit foam roller. This is typically for water-based sealers. And our gray roller that we have today, that is for solvent, i.e. 8700 today.
You can adjust your spray speed based on how wide your joints are, how the pavers are absorbing the sealer. And you notice Josh is right behind me, just lightly rolling at a 45-degree angle to the joints. But look at the difference we're getting in all the different products and how this product looks. Look at the difference between the Series 3000 pavers and the different color Copthorns. These Unilock products really do take the sealer well. I want to make sure I overlap about 4 to 6 inches with the spray, and then he's going to overlap about 1 foot with the roller. We always want to try and maintain and work on a wet edge. Because this is a curved patio, it's a little bit different. I'm not starting all the way at the edge. Look at the difference in the tones on that Beacon Hill.
Yeah, I think for us it's pretty easy to see why this is our most popular sealer. It really brings out the natural colors that are already there, but it doesn't make it look fake. It just brings it naturally out.
I don't know how many times I've been on a site where the client walks outside after it rained and they say, how can I get this color all the time?
8700.
Right?
So the next phase of this project is we're actually going to seal some boulders, but I'm switching to a water-based sealer, so I want to make sure I clean it. So I've pumped out most of the sealer from the inside. I want to make sure I get this top piece clean. So this is our Solvent RX product. It's a heavy-duty Xylene. So we're going to clean this edge, make sure I get that O-ring nice and clean, wipe down the lip here, make sure I clean the tip off. And then I only need to put a couple of inches down in the bottom of the tank. Reseal my tank. Pick up the tank and slosh it around to clean out that inside, and then spray it back into my container. Water-based products, you can just clean with water. Solvent-based products, you can clean with our Solvent RX.
So the expectations for this client are to keep these boulders looking natural, but we're still going to enhance them and protect them, but not quite as much as we would have done with the 8700, right? So we're going to bring in a water-based sealer. There's a little bit different ways to work with that.
So we're going to use our SB 4000 water-repelling salt-blocking sealer here. I'm not too worried about the salt in this application, but oftentimes boulders and stuff on projects like this are a place where a glass of liquid gets set down. Wine, a beer, something like that. So it will help minimize staining on those products. Plus the thing I like about it on the natural stone is that it's invisible, so we won't even know it's there until we spill something on it. But it also helps prolong the regrowth of that black soot look organics that comes back.
Love it. So we're going to protect these boulders, bring them back to life, and enhance this project even more.
Since this is a water-based sealer and it's water repelling, if it dries, it's going to repel the second coat. So we have to be aware of the conditions, the wind, the sun, the temperatures, and that'll gauge how much sealing we can get done before we apply the second coat.
Well, this has been awesome, guys. I can't stress enough the fact that if you're going to get into sealing and cleaning these patios, to add that service for your clients and to add that service for your crew, to have reps like Josh and Greg come out on your site and assist you with this at least the first time.
Not only will we help you look at the job and bid it either through on-site consultations or just simply pictures, we can help you put your numbers together and get you on the right track for how much time and quantity of materials, but then we'll use it as a training opportunity to get your guys up to speed.
Perfect. And Josh, you have no problem going out to meet any one of your contractors and help them do this.
I think Greg will agree, best part of our job is being on site with guys like you.
Make sure you check out all the other resources to learn how to clean and seal, whether that's at SDK Surebond's website or hardscapementor.com.